To get regular updates, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon. Hello friends, this is Manohar Veera from ExamBin. We have seen about WTO in our previous lessons in our International Organization series. In this session, we are going to see about BRICS, which comprises the 5 major emerging economies. So what is BRICS? BRICS is the acronym for an association of 5 major emerging national economics, as we have discussed earlier. Those are Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. BRIC started as a formal grouping in 2006 on the margins of G8 Outreach Summit. Originally, the first 4 were grouped as BRIC before the induction of South Africa in 2010. First summit was held in Russia in 2009. Moreover, the first BRICS summit was held in 2011 after including South Africa. Since 2009, the BRICS nations have met annually at formal summits. 8th summit in 2016 was held in Goa, and BIMSTEC countries were invited for a joint summit as per the tradition. 9th summit in 2017 was held in China, and the upcoming 10th summit will be held in South Africa. Here we look at the current leaders of the member states. Brazil, Michel Temer, the president. Russia, Vladimir Putin, president. India, Narendra Modi, prime minister. China, Xi Jinping, president. South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, president. Here we look at the past BRIC summits and where it has been hosted, which is the hosting country and who is the leader of that hosting nation. Some of the features of BRICS are: it represents 3 billion people, around 40% of the world's population. It accounts for $20 trillion of GDP, which is growing at 28% growth rate. The first summit in 2009 is amidst of global recession. No European or US is a member in the BRICS nations. Idea to form this group was conceived by Goldman Sachs. The major issues and concerns faced by BRICS are trade and investment, infrastructure and industrial development, food security, research and development, cultural exchange and tourism. The significance of BRICS is, it started essentially with the economic issues of mutual interest. The agenda of BRICS meetings has considerably widened over the years to encompass topical global issues. BRICS cooperation has 2 pillars: consultation on issues of mutual interest through meetings of leaders as well as ministers of finance, trade, health, science and technology, education, agriculture, communication, labor, etc. And practical cooperation in a number of areas through meetings of working groups and senior officials. Regular annual summits as well as meetings of leaders on the margins of G20 summits are held. It has been pushing for greater economic growth among the member countries and reform of global financial institutions. Focused on greater people-to-people participation during the BRICS events like BRICS Film Festival, BRICS Wellness Forum, BRICS Youth Forum and BRICS Friendship Cities Conclave held throughout the year across the countries. The New Development Bank (NDB) and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement (CRA) are the financial mechanism under BRICS. CRA proposes to provide short-term liquidity support to the members through currency swaps to help mitigating balance of payment crisis situation, if such a situation arises in a country. It would also contribute to strengthening the global financial safety net and complement existing international arrangements from International Monetary Fund as an additional line of defense. BRICS Credit Rating Agency may come in near future to challenge the monopoly of the Western nations. The BRICS Free Trade Agreement may come up against fears of Indian and Russian markets being swamped by Chinese imports. In the current global political and economic scenario where protectionism and patriotism is on the rise, BRICS can become the bulwark of new globalization and may create new world order driven by emerging economies. Now we will look at some important highlights of the 8th BRICS Summit held in Goa, India in 2016. The theme is Building Responsive, Inclusive and Collective Solutions. It also represents BRICS. Adoption of Goa Declaration, a document of 27 pages and 110 pointers. BRICS encompasses 43% of the world population, 30% of the world GDP and 17% share in the world trade. During India's BRICS chairmanship, India will adopt 5-pronged approach. Institution building to further deepen, sustain, institutionalize BRICS cooperation. Implementation of the decisions from previous summits. Integrating the existing cooperation mechanism. Innovation, that is the new cooperation mechanisms. And continuity, that is continuation of mutually agreed existing BRICS cooperation mechanisms. In short, the Indian approach towards its BRICS chairmanship could also captured by IIC or I4C. The major outcomes of the BRICS Goa Summit are: it hailed agreement of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its Sustainable Development Goals. Moreover, reiterated determination to use all policy tools to achieve the goal of sustainable and inclusive growth. BRICS called for tackling terrorism, early adoption of CCIT. Condemned terrorism in all forms and emphasized that there can be no reasoning for such activities. Called upon all nations to adopt a comprehensive approach in combating terrorism, violent extremism, radicalization and recruitment, movement of terrorists including foreign terrorists, and blocking sources of financing terrorism. It further called upon the early adoption of Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism in the UN General Assembly without any further delay. It also appreciated the Paris Climate Agreement and its imminent entry into force of 4th November 2016. United Nations reforms. India is one among the many countries that is worried about the weakening of international institutions and the tendency to impose unilateral preferences over others. The wings of the United Nations must be suitably strengthened to guard against this kind of unhelpful trends. BRICS called for urgent need to reform into the United Nations, including UN Security Council, to increase representation of developing countries. Resolution of civil war in Syria in accordance with the legitimate aspirations of the people of Syria, and action against UN-designated terrorist groups like ISIS and Jabhat al-Nusra. Reaffirmed commitment to the FATF, Financial Action Task Force. Sources of terror funding such as organized crime by means of money laundering, drug trafficking, criminal activities, dismantling terrorist bases, and countering misuse of the internet, including through social media by terror entities, should be focus areas. Reaffirmed commitment to the FATF, Financial Action Task Force, and swift, effective and universal implementation of that on combating terrorist financing, including effective implementation of its operational plan. Now we will look at the India's role in BRICS. India, since the inception of BRICS, has played an important and active role. It attaches high importance to the BRICS Forum for promoting global economic growth, peace and stability. Cooperation on the economic front is one of the focus areas of India's policy towards BRIC. India sees BRICS as a platform to build multilateral relations with Latin American, African and Asian countries. India has over the years developed a close strategic relationship with the other member countries. India has also tried to use BRIC as a forum to resolve the age-old mistrust and complicated relationship with China. India has also played an important role in the setting up of a new development bank. Also for India, cooperation with the BRICS is very important in terms of addressing its food and energy security issues and combating terrorism. So what we can expect 7, 10 or 15 years later? The BRICS will significantly increase their share in the world economy and trade. A new global financial system with a significant presence of these countries compared with the current situation will be created, or even maybe a financial system of its own, allowing the economics to support each other. So with this we have come to the end of this session. If you have watched till this end, you liked our video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get regular updates. Thank you for watching. We will see in a next session of video.